Good morning, it's Shanna. We are back for shelf 8, I believe. If that's not right, just trust whatever the title says of this video. As usual, I forgot to check and see. It's been a couple weeks. We were super busy last week and I did not have a chance to film, so we're going to wrap up this week. I'm going to do my very best to record 3 videos, and I want to finish the collection, which is 2 more shelves, and then do the rehome video. So fingers crossed, because I have a busy few days off work, and filming 3 videos and editing 3 videos is you know, adds to that list of to do. So if for some reason I don't put out the other videos, that'll come next week, but that's my goal, 3 videos this week. So without further ado and rambling, let's just get started. So first I have, and I do not believe these are all going to fit on the camera, I have the Seasons of the Witch oracles. I do have all of them. No apologies. I started off with, first of all, I didn't want to get all these. When they first started coming out, I was like, nah, I didn't really like the art. It wasn't really my thing. I didn't need them, etc. But I started with the Yule one because, you know, when this came out, there weren't that many Yule or Christmas, you know, themed decks at all. So I thought that would be a good one to start with. And then the Samhain one became available secondhand. It was a good deal, so I grabbed that one. And then I believe, if I remember correct, oh, I guess it was the Austera that came next. I don't think I got this one next, though. I think next came the Mabon, for me, is the one I purchased. And that's the one, I think, when the artist switched from Giada Rose. That was the original artist who did Mabon, or excuse me, did Samhain and Yule. And then we went to Tiana Lukovic. So once I got those 3, I think it was probably spring, and I was like, you know, I may as well I'll just get the Austera one. And then, you know, the rest is history. It all just snowballed after that. I'm not going to take time to open these because we've all seen them. We all know what they look like. Do I have a favorite? Despite the fact that I like Tiana's artwork more, I prefer the kind of folksy bent on it. I do really like the Yule. I enjoy using it during the season. Samhain, this artwork just really lends itself to Halloween. So I would say those 2 are my top favorites still. Am I missing one? Do I have one over here? Do I have all 1, 2, 3, 4? I guess all of them are here. Which is, what am I thinking? Austera is not the one. It's not the 3rd one. The 3rd one I got, Beltane. Beltane was the 3rd one I got. And this is my least favorite. I get these 2 confused. This was the last one I got. This is the last one that came out. Anyway, I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, so my next favorite besides Yule and Samhain, I really like, I don't know. I was going to say the Austera. I really like the colors of it, but I also really like the Mabon colors. So who knows? I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite. I know I have a least favorite, which is the Beltane. The Lammas, I'll be honest, I don't really remember working with that one a lot last year. I'm pretty sure last year was when I bought it. And honestly, I really do like the in bulk because, again, there aren't that many like winter themed decks that are done well, in my opinion. So this is a great one to use in like January. So yeah, that is the whole set. Will I be getting the Seasons of the Witch Tarot? Probably, I'll be honest. At least to try the first one. I like that there's just 4. That's not a ridiculous amount to continue the collection with. So anyway, next I have Into the Lonely Woods. This is by Dan May and Lucy Cavendish. I haven't really used this deck. I don't really have a job for it, but I adore the artwork. And for that reason alone, it's stayed in my collection. It's not going anywhere. And I feel like eventually it will find a job because it's that good. The few times I've used it, I've popped open the guidebook and I remember enjoying it. So it's just beautiful. I love, love, love it. My daughter actually has this deck. She's used it a bunch and really enjoys it. I would say she's probably used it more than I have. Oh, we have things shaking from the dryer or the washing machine. Anyway, that is Into the Lonely Woods, and here are the backs. Blue Angel, I believe. Yeah, that's just a good one. Dan May has another one. I don't remember the name of it, but good deck. Next up, I have the Wisdom of the Trees Oracle. I've used this one just a handful of times, enough to know that I like it. I love her artwork. Who is this? Marilla Allwood. I believe she's the one that did the Enchanted Forest Tarot. Is that what it's called? You know the one. I just really liked her artwork. And I like trees. I like the little symbolism that's in each of these, so it was just one that I kind of wanted to have in my collection. It's a plant deck, but I'm good with it. And it looks beautiful with like the Chrysalis Tarot. And obviously the Enchanted Forest. So yeah, I like having this one. The guidebook is great. Doesn't have a ton for each one, like a lot, but you get multiple things for each card. So you get the message, tells you where it's from, right way, inverse, and then talks about kind of like their symbology of each of the trees. And then they do have suits. So you've got roots. Let's see, what are the others? You've got trunk, leaf, and then you've got flower, fruit, and seed. So it is a good one. Here are the backs, which I love. This box is kind of awful, I'll be honest. I have to put this ribbon in here because otherwise that bottom card always gets stuck. Next we have the Messenger Oracle. This one, I don't know who was using it. Someone made me do it. I found it secondhand on eBay because this is the first edition / first printing. And I preferred these backs to the backs that you can get now. This is the same artist that does the Gaian Tarot. And I don't use this a ton, but for some reason I really like it. So I've held on to it because I feel like eventually it will find its purpose and place. I have used it a handful of times. It's been great. It's just not one that I reach for a ton. Animal decks generally aren't, but I enjoy it. And yes, we are flying through this. All right, next, Old Ways Magic Oracle. Did I show this already? I feel like this was in another video. I've tried to, I feel like every time I make a video, I get out all these decks and I'm like, oh, I should use this, and I set it in a new place, and then I'm like, because now I can't remember what I've done in what order. I may not have, I don't know. Regardless, if I didn't, you'll get a quick peek. If I did, well, you get to see it a second time. But this one sits on, these decks are kind of lesser used / seasonal. Like obviously the Seasons of the Witch are more seasonal. These ones I don't use a lot, but I really, really like. And I don't really have a better explanation for it than that. This is the updated version of the deck. I do have the original version as well, but I've given that one to my daughter. So, just FYI. All right, next we have Oracle of the Roses. Did I show this one too? I don't know. I think I may have, because I grouped it with another section. Anyway, I think there's just a couple of these that I may have shown already, but it does live in this other shelf, generally speaking. This is a archetypes deck. I don't use it a ton. I bought it for a specific reason, and it didn't quite hit the right mark for me, but it's so pretty, and I'm not ready to let it go, so it's still mine for now. I don't love how there's a few of these cards that are like the same. So you'll have, I can't remember if it's the title of the rose or, anyway, there's a few repeat cards, which is weird to me and seems counterintuitive, but maybe it's here, because I feel like that other one was Wild Rose. Yeah, Wild Rose. I don't know, Old Garden Rose. It just seems very generic, where probably each of these, I'm sure, has its own name. So why wouldn't you just put that on there? I don't know. But it is pretty. And yeah, that's all I have to say on that deck. This one could probably, it doesn't even matter. Oracle of the Roses, Sherilyn Darcy. Next is the Home Oracle. This one's out of print, I believe. I know there for a while it was coming in and out of print. It's an Etsy deck. And, if you watched, you could get a hold of it. But since then, this deck has been updated. So they've updated the artwork. So it's a little different. It's very similar, but different. This was created by a therapist. And I don't remember, let's see what it says on here. Maybe it's in the book. The creator is some kind of therapist. I don't remember what. Oh, good. Well, it's got to say it in here somewhere, or maybe it was on their Etsy listing. Regardless, it's a good one. I like to pull this out in the fall. Just obviously the colors are very fall-ish. And I like the keywords. I don't use it a lot, but again, I enjoy having it, so it's one that I keep around. This was an early on Etsy purchase, like early on back when I kind of got back into tarot and was exploring Oracle more. As I've said in the other videos, I won't be linking all of these. I don't have time. But if you're interested in any of these and you can't find it, and you've tried Googling it, definitely try Googling first. But yeah, if you can't find it, I'd be happy to see if I can find it for you. Yeah, on that note, I was watching a video last week, a YouTube video on journaling, and the YouTube channel is called Journals for Breakfast. I will link that below because that's the nice thing to do. And she was talking about journaling and how she journals. It was actually a really good video. So I'll be sure to link that specific video. But in it, she asked a question. I guess she does a podcast. And in it, she asked the question, when we're watching YouTube or, any kind of advertisement, anytime we're trying to decide if we want to buy something, she likes to ask herself whether she's being influenced or inspired. She's asking herself if she's being influenced or inspired. And I just thought that was such a great question to ask when we're watching these tarot, videos. I just wanted to say, as we do, I love watching these collection videos. I like watching haul videos for the exact reason that I like to see decks that maybe I haven't seen before. I like to see people walk through them or explain how they use them. I like to see that. So this content that I'm creating is because I enjoy watching it. But I have had a lot of comments, saying people have bought decks because of, the videos or the decks that I've shown. And I love that. But I would encourage you to ask yourself, are you being inspired or influenced? And this is no judgment, because as you've seen, I have a lot of decks, and I have a lot of decks because I watch, YouTube, and I learn about them, and I love them, and I want them, and I want to try them. So it's not a judgment, but I thought it was a really good question to ask before each of my purchases. And so I thought I would pass it along to you. If it's helpful, great, use it. If it's not, just ignore it. So that's my little PSA intermission for the video. Okay, I have 2 more. This is going to be a very short video. It was a small shelf. So next I have the Earthly Souls and Spirits Oracle. Why do I keep thinking I've shown these before? I guess maybe I must have shown them in other videos. I don't know, because I didn't get into this shelf, but it feels like I did. This is I believe it's Make Playing Cards version, the indie version. Oh, that smells nice. Okay, so I had the other version, the Ungilded, and someone in one of the Facebook groups had this deck, and she said that the gilding was bothering, she was allergic to it, and was wondering if someone had the Ungilded version that they'd be willing to trade with, and I was like, sure. I really didn't have a preference, and I don't mind this gilding. This is a nice, very shuffleable, not sharp. So just a quick flip here. I love this art. This is another one that feels nostalgic to me. I've mentioned, various other decks in other videos that kind of give me this vibe. And yeah, it makes me feel a certain way. I don't really have a word for it, but I like it. So love this one. I don't use it a ton. I haven't really found a match for it, but I feel like there was a video I watched recently and they paired this with something. I'll have to dig back into my history or something. But I love this deck. It's beautiful. All the things. It usually comes out in the fall. All right, and last on this shelf is the Vintage Christmas Tarot. Now this one, artist is Hattie Thorne. I use the term artist loosely on this one. When I first purchased this was 2 or 3 years ago. This was when, early AI, and when I found the deck, I went to the creator's website, or not her website, excuse me, her Instagram, and I kind of stalked it to see what she had said about the deck and what other people were asking about the deck, and there were several people who asked whether or not it was AI, because, a lot of people have a big feelings about AI and tarot. So essentially what she said was that no, it wasn't AI, that she used Photoshop. I don't think Photoshop was the exact word, maybe like Illustrator, something along those lines. She said she used that. Since then, I think she's changed her, she's changed her answer. She's changed the write-up, the description. I'm sure people have called her out because I'm 99.9% sure this is AI. I kind of don't care. Can I say that? It's a Christmas deck. Had I known it was AI in the beginning, I probably wouldn't have bought it, but I have it now, and I do enjoy the artwork. I like it. It's it evokes a sense of Christmas and holiday and all the feelings that come with that for me. So I do enjoy it, and I use it. It's the only Christmas/holiday/Yule deck that I have besides Seasons of the Witch. So I will say, when it's in season, I want to say like September, October, November, December, she charges quite a bit for this. When it's out of season, she puts it on sale. So now might be a good opportunity for you to check it out if it's something you're interested in. Again, I'm sure you can Google/search this on Etsy and it will pop up. Here's her Instagram, Hattie_Thorne_tarot. So, and I guess she does have a website. Anyway, that's all I have on that shelf. That was a very quick video, 20 minutes. So I have one more video and a rehome, and then we're going to get back to all the regular fun tarot things. There's some tags I might like to do, or not tags, I guess, VRs. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for being patient, my absence last week. And I will catch up with you guys in the next video.